Third kits in Splatoon 3. This might be one of the most mystifying topics in Splatoon's history. It's arguably some of the most anticipated Splatoon content ever, but at the same time, we don't even know if it exists. Today, I want to talk about this one last time and get all of my thoughts out for good, because no matter if we get them or not, there are definitely some things that I need to share. If you guys are hyped for third kits, and also if you enjoy the video, please don't hesitate to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. So when it comes to third kits in Splatoon 3, there are two camps. There's the people who have completely given up on the idea of third kits ever happening, and there's the people who still have some hope. Now, you can call me crazy all you want, but I'm personally a part of the group that still believes they could happen. At first, I didn't think they would happen, then some info came out that made me think they would happen, then I went back to being a non-believer, and now I'm a believer again. I really can't seem to make up my mind on this, can I? Anyway though, as I'm sure most of you have seen by now, the most theorized outcome for third kits was that they would be revealed directly after the recent King's Cup, which was an official major Japanese tournament. But that didn't end up happening. As for me personally, I didn't really have faith that anything would be announced after the King's Cup, because my logic was that if they didn't bother to announce anything after the World Championships last year, I couldn't see them announcing something after a much smaller scale tournament. However, my theory was that Nintendo would announce third kits a few weeks after the King's Cup, in the form of either a trailer or even just a tweet. So in other words, I kind of did think that they would be announced after the conclusion of King's Cup, just not directly after like most people were thinking. Well, unfortunately, the King's Cup finals happened in mid-December, and I'm recording this in early January, so looks like I was wrong too. Now look, I know people are just going to accuse me of being super high on copium right now when I say this, but I don't think all hope is lost just yet. I don't want to talk about data mines too much in this video, because honestly, I just feel that data mine discussion is just very oversaturated in Splatoon content. But Nintendo adding code for potential third kits in the recent patches is very suspicious. Now yes, I know Nintendo adds code for stuff all the time, and most of that stuff just ends up being scrapped. But for them to add this type of thing so late into the game's life, it's just a little strange. So in terms of us still getting third kits in Splatoon 3, I think there are just two possible options. One, Nintendo drops third kits as a surprise for the next season, which would start in March. This is another reason why I was sort of skeptical on the King's Cup theory, because the season just started in December. The devs have never dropped major content mid-season before, so I'm not sure why they'd suddenly start now. It would make more sense if they were to wait for the 2025 fresh season. But let's say that March comes around, the new season starts, and there's still no third kits. Would all hope be lost then? Yeah, probably. The only other alternative I could see happening, which might honestly be the more realistic option, is that Nintendo plans to give Splatoon 3 a big content update for when the Switch 2 comes out. By the way, I know it's not officially called the Switch 2, but for simplicity's sake, that's how I'm going to be referring to it for the rest of the video. But yeah, there's rumors out there right now from pretty reliable sources that Nintendo is working on some big patches for already existing Switch games for the release of the Switch 2. So if that ends up being true, it would probably be smart of Nintendo to do something similar for Splatoon 3, since that's one of their primary online games right now. I mean, unless they plan to release Splatoon 4 soon, but I just don't see that happening. I think it's too soon. But yeah, Nintendo dropping a big update for Splatoon 3 for the launch of the new console, with a bunch of third kits and new maps, would make a lot of sense. Or neither of these two outcomes occur, and we just never end up getting third kits. In the Splatoon game that's supposed to be all about the number 3. My god, that would be depressing. But that actually leads me into the final topic of this video, which are my thoughts on the game without third kits. Splatoon 3 in its current state is a fine game. I think it's better than most people tend to give it credit for. It has a good amount of content overall, and even when you look at PvP specifically, there's a solid number of modes and stages, and a decent quantity of main weapon types. And what's really important to also note here is that there's an incredible amount of sub and special weapons. To be specific, there's 14 and 19, respectively. With so many options for different combinations and strategies, it would be totally fair to assume that at least some main weapons would receive more than just 2 kits. But well, here we are. If third kits don't end up happening, I just have 2 words: lost potential. not only lost potential for the sake of having a lot more sub and special combinations, but also lost potential for a lot of main weapons in general. What I mean by this is that there's a significant amount of weapons in this game that are on the weaker side. And while some of these weapons are weak because of the main, others are weak or underused solely because of the kits. L3 Nozzle Nose, Explosher, Jet Squelcher, Dapple Dualies, Squiffer, Big Swig, and that's just naming a few. Third kits could be exactly what these weapons need to truly shine in the competitive scene. Imagine Dapple Dualies with Kraken, L3 with Inkjet, or Jet Squelcher with Burst Bomb and Tenta Missiles. Actually, scratch that last one. No one wants that. But you see my point, right? So many weapons are held back simply because their current 2 kits are lackluster. So I really want to know, what are your guys' thoughts on all of this? Do you still have hope for third kits, or do you think Nintendo has given up with Splatoon 3 already? And also, do you think that Splatoon 3 needs third kits, or do you think it's perfectly fine as is? Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And once again, don't hesitate to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.